The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Well, it's hard to believe, Lewis, but it looks like charges could be dropped against Dominique Strauss-Kahn, of course, the former IMF chief, accused of raping a maid at the Sofitel Hotel in New York. And I've been looking at all the information. I don't know exactly what my thought is on this, but let me run you by what's going on, or run the facts by Lewis and maybe get his take on this. The problem we're running into is that the accuser's statements are being called into question for a number of different reasons, including the fact that she has lied in the past. Now, some are saying that this shouldn't really be a big deal because of the circumstances under which she lied. I'm not totally sure. You be the judge. Here's where it starts. First of all, the woman's statements about her past as a Ghanaian immigrant who sought and received asylum in the U.S. have exposed her to criminal prosecution herself and possibly even being deported, even though it's not totally clear whether the U.S. would typically pursue those types of actions against someone in this situation. She could be criminally liable for giving the grand jury a false account of her actions on May 14th, when the alleged sexual assault occurred in a luxury suite at the Sofitel Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. According to the prosecutor's letter, the woman testified that after the incident with Dominique Strauss-Kahn, she fled to the hallway outside of his 28th floor suite, waited for him to get into the elevator, and then told her supervisor about the assault. But prosecutors said she later admitted that wasn't actually what happened. She was lying. And that after the incident, she proceeded to clean a nearby room before going back to Dominique Strauss-Kahn's room and cleaning it more. And then only then did she report the incident to her supervisor. Are these consequential lies? I don't know. But certainly you don't want to be lying to a grand jury.
If you're an innocent victim, why lie about anything?
Well, there's a number of reasons why. And you know that when it comes to sexual assaults, often lies are told for a variety of reasons.
Right.
The woman might have a more serious problem than just the grand jury lies, though, with immigration officials. In their letter last week, prosecutors said that she told them her 2004 application for asylum, which she filed, had false information about her experiences in Guinea. For example, the application said she and her husband were beaten by police and soldiers of the country's ruling party, which they opposed. She also said that after her husband was arrested and tortured to death in prison, she fled the country for fear of her life. But then again, interviews with prosecutors, she says a man gave her a cassette recording which coached her on what to say on the asylum application. And in their letter, the prosecutors detail several other alleged lies that the woman told them, including that she was gang raped in Guinea. So here's the thing, Lewis. Experts and those familiar with the claims for asylum know that dishonesty is common in these when it comes to refugees, not because they're trying to scam the system, but because the claims acceptance rate varies greatly from one immigration judge to another. And for fear of not having their asylum claim accepted or approved, there have been narratives developed that are known to be more effective. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that people will then be coached or exaggerate these claims, not because they don't actually fear for their lives in their home country.
Because it's the best shot they have being granted asylum.
Exactly right. Therefore, is this a case where lying about gang rape in Guinea should affect her accusations against Dominique Strauss-Kahn? I don't know. You have to say it doesn't look good that she lied about rape in the past.
I think I'd leave it at that. It doesn't look good.
The circumstances are so different, and I know exactly. We heard on the last Morality with Motamedi, Lewis he may be lacking empathy, and I think Lewis would slap this application with denied, even knowing that there may have been alleged gang rape in Guinea. But that's a story for a different day, right, Lewis?
That's right.
Lewis not responding. So the question is, if the charges are dropped, and I really do think these charges could be dropped, Lewis, is it a case of justice playing itself out properly, or is it an example of the legal system being heavily skewed towards those with money and resources like Dominique Strauss-Kahn? Two ways of looking at it. Face value. She is alleging rape now. She has admitted to lying about rape in the past. With lack of physical evidence, we kind of have to drop the case. Or is it an example of Dominique Strauss-Kahn, with essentially unlimited resources for a legal defense, getting the case dropped unfairly, incorrectly, because of something he was able to dig up about this woman's past, which may or may not be relevant to what happened on the 28th floor of the Sofitel back on May 14th? Legal system correct? Or an example of how money will get you anything in the legal system?
I mean, we don't know.
What's your inkling?
My inkling is
if the case is thrown out merely because she admits to lying about a rape accusation in the past halfway around the world, if that is the reason alone the case is thrown out, is that an example of the legal system working?
I can't say because I don't know if this rape actually occurred or attempted rape actually occurred. Strauss, I don't know.
Lewis
I just can't
refusing
say.
to dive in and take an opinion here. I would be very, very concerned.
It's definitely true that people in positions like him tend to get away with more than we could.
You would almost say sometimes they get away with murder.
Of course, yeah.
I have to say that I would be hesitant to throw the case out based solely on statements made on an application for asylum, because that is such an extreme, unusual, out-of-the-ordinary circumstance, and the circumstances a lot of the people applying for asylum are coming from are so out of the ordinary that I would not be comfortable dismissing a case based solely on anything said on an asylum application. I think that's as far as I can go.
Now, I did read, I don't know if you saw this, I did read that another woman came out and said that she had been assaulted by Strauss-Kahn.
There is no question that Dominique Strauss-Kahn has a problem in terms of his attitudes, behaviors, and actions with women. We know that. There have been multiple women who have alleged a number of improprieties in his past. He has this reputation, and I know reputation means nothing in a court of law, but in the layman's media trial that we are just taking a look at here, similar to the Casey Anthony trial, it's clear that this is not an innocent man. The question is whether legally, beyond a reasonable doubt, he is guilty of this particular instance.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Michael Jackson and child molestation.
And of course, there's still speculation that he's basically being set up by someone who wanted him out of his position.
And eliminating the chance he would be the next French president.
Right.